Okay, you're live.
Here we go.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the January 9th, 2024 BOCC meeting. Would you all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first thing on our agenda are minutes from our last meeting. Gentlemen, do we have any additions, corrections?
I do not.
I move to approve the proceedings of Board of County Commissioners for Montezuma County for Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024 as presented.
Second.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded to accept the proceedings of the Board of Commissioners, Montezuma County, January 2nd, 2024. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Public comment. Okay, we're going to go, wow. I thought last week was quick. This might be even quicker. Public comment. We have no planning today. I was advised earlier that our public lands were not going to make it in today. Probably weather, roads, whatever the conditions are, but they're going to bypass for today. So we're going to go straight into unfinished business. And the first thing we have on our agenda is a decision or discussion further for the possible signing of an MOU as it's related to the Fairgrounds Archery Range. If you want to go ahead and come on down, Justin. We did discuss this at length yesterday, and we do have a Bullseye Archery, I believe was the name.
Yep, Bullseye Archery.
Who is interested in taking over the archery range out at the fairground and then putting in their upgrades and basically to take it over and take care of it. We do have an MOU prepared by our attorney in front of us. And Ian, I'll let you have that and then I'll turn it over to you, Justin.
Yeah, so basically, as we talked about yesterday, what this MOU contemplates is Bullseye would maintain the archery range, conceivably do some improvements to the range. They would have a right to allow their members to utilize the range. Their members would pay a membership fee to Bullseye, and then Bullseye would in essence give a combination to that lock there. 4-H members would also be able to use the range. The 4-H members that are in the shooting sports and any the I guess the 4-H leader who runs that would kind of work with Bullseye to make sure that they get access. So pretty simple. There's 3 parties to it. As we talked about yesterday, indemnification was something that was at the forefront of, I guess you could say, the negotiations. We do have an indemnification clause for Bullseye. 4-H was in a little bit different situation. The university wasn't comfortable with a full indemnification clause. We do have a clause that says that 4-H would be responsible to the fullest extent allowed under the law for its own negligence. And so that's where we're at. As I talked about yesterday, that clause pertaining to 4-H, it does raise some risk for the county, but our insurance does cover the range out there, and certainly, as we heard yesterday, this is an important service, an important venue for shooting sports. It sounds like it's really come a long ways, and the club's growing, and so it's nice to see. It's nice to see young people involved, and this will hopefully allow the range to continue to grow and improve.
Okay, Justin?
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of stop in today because I know you guys didn't get a chance to look this over very much before yesterday, so just in case you got any additional questions. But we do have currently, I think it was 2016 is the last record I have that we have like a current MOU with 4-H on this range for 4-H to use it. Basically, that was kind of a year-by-year MOU, and it was kind of in need of updating anyways, so that's kind of what's led us to this. 4-H was kind of not wanting to continue on with being that, agreement between us and them for taken on the care of that range. And that's where Bullseye's kind of stepped in, and they work real close with 4-H also, plus they're kind of their own nonprofit organization. So with them, 4-H thought it was best if somebody like them was to take that over, and I do too. I think it'd be good if we had kind of an organization like them to kind of carry that. And I know there's some funding out there they can get to help upgrade a lot of those targets, and maybe put some stuff out there to help those shoots, like shades and stuff like that. So that's kind of where we were at with that.
Okay. Question?
I don't have anything.
I don't have any problems with that.
Okay.
I move to approve this memorandum of understanding between Montezuma County and the Bullseye Archery Club and the Montezuma County 4-H Club regarding use of the archery range at the Montezuma County Fairgrounds.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the memorandum of understanding between Montezuma County and Bullseye Archery Club and the Montezuma County 4-H Club regarding the use of the archery range on county-owned premises. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you,
Thank you,
Justin.
gentlemen.
All right.
Kim, can you
next-
send me a copy as well? Thanks.
Next up, we have a discussion as it was related and presented yesterday for the sheriff's office for Eyes in the Sky. This is basically a drone training grant. There is no cash, there is no in-kind, and it's a grant application for $2,635. And pretty much yesterday, it's basically to cover the trainer and the two that they're trying to get certified in their drone program. Commissioners, any questions?
No. I would so move we approve the Eyes in the Sky grant for the Sheriff's Department in the amount of $2,635.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to move forward the training grant for Eyes in the Sky for the Sheriff's Department in the amount of $2,635. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, also presented by the Sheriff's Department yesterday, we had another grant for a peace officer's mental health grant. This apparently is for the continuation of a provider that they have that stays within the Sheriff's Department. I think she said yesterday he comes in once a week and is available to all the personnel at DSO. So, this is a $30,000 grant, and this is a new grant, but a continuation of a program that they have in process. Questions?
No.
Okay.
I move to approve this Montezuma County Sheriff Peace Officer Counseling Grant for 2024 through 2026 for professional services in the amount of $30,000.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the grant application submission form for the Montezuma County Sheriff's Office for the Peace Officer Mental Health Grant in the amount of $30,000. Good from 3/24 to 6/30/26. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, and then we had also a conversation yesterday with Region 9, Heather Otter, our representative. We went over the CDAP and a few submissions that were on the new form. I did talk to our planning director this morning, got a little bit more information on the County Road 41. But we don't have to make a decision on this anyway because Heather Otter was going to give us more information and get back to us. So we'll put this off until the 22nd, correct? Would that be right? I think it's what we gave her because our
22nd.
next workshop was, I think we gave her the 22nd,
16?
We could do it on the 16th, couldn't we?
or maybe the 16th.
That's our next meeting.
Yeah, I think we said.
But to give us a little more information on the County Road 41 parking lot, because we were under the understanding that it would be the one north out by Chicken Creek, and now I'm understanding it's the one south, down on 41. And we actually struck number 28, the Bradfield Bridge Campground, because it's out of our county. Anyway, further to come on that, so we don't really have to make a decision on that today. That will be pushed down the road until the 16th. You can also view our discussion on this that we had yesterday in our workshop if you guys are more interested in that. Okay, certification of mills. If you'll pull that up.
You got a whole bunch of resolution numbers, Kim?
There's 1 and 2.
Okay.
So as every year, we have to set a resolution levying the property taxes and where it goes. As this is presented right here, the county general will stay at 10.83, social services at 0.80, road and bridge at 2.616, for a total mill levy of 14.254. That's where all the money goes to specific departments within the county.
You good?
Yeah.
I move to approve resolution number 1, 2024, a resolution levying general property taxes for the year 2023 to, should that be 2023?
24.
Yeah.
24 up here.
Oh,
Oh, I got you.
No, on the thing it says 2023.
Yeah.
to help defray the cost of law enforcement authority of Montezuma County and for the 2024 budget.
That,
Wrong resolution.
I think that's,
That's the next one.
yeah.
This was,
What about the property tax
Oh,
one?
that's the property tax one.
This one.
Oh,
Go with that one.
sorry, I had it pulled back.
I move to approve resolution number 2, 2024, a resolution levying general property taxes for the year 2023 to help defray the cost of government for Montezuma County, Colorado for the 2024 budget.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept resolution number 2, 2024, a resolution levying general property taxes for the year 23 to help defray the costs of government for Montezuma County, Colorado for the 2024 budget. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. The next one. I think you had 2 there, Commissioner, didn't you?
Yeah. I move to approve resolution number 1, 2024, a resolution levying general property tax for the year 2023 to help defray the costs of law enforcement authority of Montezuma County for the 2024 budget.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to accept resolution number 1, 2024, resolution levying general property taxes for the year 23 to help defray the costs of the law enforcement authority of Montezuma County, Colorado for the 2024 budget. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Again, we spelled this out, but this we refer to a lot of times as just LEA, so. Okay, yesterday we had a discussion as it's related to the public safety sales tax that we are talking about. We discussed yesterday the who. As this resolution was first drawn up, it had county jail, sheriff's office, the drug task force, local fire protection districts, and those who train staff members. After our discussion yesterday, I think we kind of have an agreement, or we'll make that decision today, but the who is going to stay, if I'm looking on my notes, is going to be for the jail and the sheriff. Is that correct, Commissioner?
Yeah.
And so I don't know that this is a decision that we really need to make today. I mean, this is something that comes forward on the resolution. And
Correct,
so,
but it's just
Yeah.
what we did, and then the next discussion will be the amount that's going to be presented. But I think we've established the who, so all of these other entities, so it will be the sheriff, the jail, the drug task force, the fire districts will be out of it, and those are the notes of what I had yesterday, which will be written into this as we decide the amount as this goes forward. Okay,
Correct.
so no decision on that today, just kind of a brief description of what our conversation was yesterday, that it will be basically for the sheriff's department, the jail, drug task force. Anything else, commissioners, that you want to add to that?
No,
At this
that's,
time.
Okay. All right. Moving right along, this is, like I said, it's going to be somewhat of a short meeting. James, if you want to come on down, I know you had something to present to us today. Just kind of bring us up to speed with.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Morning.
Is that working? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I just wanted to let the commissioners know that I did attend the first meeting of the Monte Coalition, which happened yesterday up at the Tres Rios Public Lands Office. The Monte Coalition is part of the, it's in response to the executive order from the governor, which is basically telling all the counties to come up with a recreation plan, is essentially what it comes down to. So we are in partnership with Dolores County on that. You know, the Monte Coalition, I think somebody came in and gave a presentation on that, you know, I guess it was maybe a year ago or something like that. So it's taken that long to get this up and running. I was contacted a few weeks back and was asked to sit on the advisory panel for that. So I did accept that, just so that we make sure that we have a presence from the county and knows what we know what's going on with it. You know, so some of the discussion yesterday really kind of focused on, you know, what we experienced at the tail end of COVID, where it feels like we're being over-recreated in some places. And so I think that part of the push of this would be to take a look at the management activity of what we really got going on out there. And it may be just a matter of kind of redistributing people as best we can out there. Because some places do have that perception that maybe it's being overused. And again, some of that may be related to COVID and just a particular, you know, point in time. However, you know, I think it is also true that the state of Colorado is probably going to continue to grow in population. And so trying to find some kind of a balance out there that protects some of our wildlife resources and still, you know, allows for recreation and access to all of our public lands is important. So we'll continue to, you know, participate and kind of monitor what's going on with that. And again, I think out the other end, what it sounds like is what they're really expecting is a countywide recreation plan. So, and there's probably some merits to that. You know, there's some things that we ought to probably think about a little bit. And it's, so anyway, you know, did have participation from CPW, and again, a lot of this is really pushed by CPW. It is a CPW grant that the individuals from Dolores went and got, and so anyway, there'll be a heavy focus on protecting our wildlife resources. And again, some of those things are pretty easy to really kind of get your head around and think about. You know, we've got some good mapping, good data on, you know, where critical winter range is, you know, where calving production areas and things like that are. So we want to take that all into account and really try to, you know, find that balance. So in essence, that's really what that meeting is. Things will kind of be unfolding as we go. We've decided to meet every 2 weeks. at least for the first 6 months. And so we've got kind of an incomplete list of stakeholders that will be growing over time. One of my concerns is I think we really need to have good representation, not only from the recreation community, but also any kind of commercial activity that happens on our public lands. It would be, you know, in bed with the grazing allotment, timber resources, oil and gas resources, things of that nature too. And so far, it doesn't look like our stakeholder group is including many of those folks. So that will be kind of my focus, to try to bring some of those folks into the loop. Always hard, because people that are out there, you know, working for a living haven't got time to go to these meetings. So it's going to be difficult to get somebody, but we'll try to engage as best we can out there on that. So,
Okay.
anyway, as things unfold, I guess we'll kind of keep bringing information to the commissioners and let you know how things are looking through that whole process.
Okay.
With the introduction of wolves up there, are they concerned about, wildlife management, are they concerned about reductions in our herds? Elk, deer, even sage grouse?
Yeah, it's certainly something I think we need to be concerned about. We didn't have any discussion about that yesterday in the meeting. I do anticipate that that's going to be something that we do visit about, and especially if we get, some permittees that can get involved with this.
Yeah, even calving areas. are
Absolutely,
endangered.
certainly, yeah.
And the only other question I had, and it doesn't pertain to even our state, but I read somewhere where they're closing a lot of trails up around Moab. Did you see any of that?
I've heard that, yes.
Will that refocus some of those people down to our area?
Well, that certainly could. We know that recreation is kind of an important part of our economy here.
Right.
So, I think that we've got a lot of room for growth, probably. Now, while some places seem overused, other places are barely used.
Right.
So I think we do have a lot of opportunity for growth, and the way we distribute everybody and kind of manage the whole situation is really, I think, what we need to focus on. I think that there is, overall, I think there is a sentiment out there that we've kind of built out enough trails. And, I'm hearing this through a couple different agencies, and they would like to put the brakes on the trail building at this point. Now, obviously, there are always going to be some proposals come forward, and citizens bring proposals to the federal agencies. They'll have to consider those. But there seems to be kind of an overall tone amongst the agencies to kind of hit the brakes on this a bit. And I think that some of this is related to the wildlife issues. CPW is obviously got some concerns about everything, and so that's part of the response, I think.
And then do you have a little more information also on that parking lot that we were talking about on our CDAP program?
Yes. So the parking lot in reference is way down Weber Canyon to the south of 160. In fact, I did see a map that Heather Otter shared with me. I responded to it. Actually, that parking lot wasn't even on the map. The map didn't extend far enough south. So I will send her a location of that parking lot. It is a small parking lot. Basically the idea is to have some gravel out there for just a couple horse trailers to be able to park and turn around. Probably pretty minimal development, I'm thinking, from everything I'm hearing from the BLM on that one.
Okay.
That would provide access, legal access to both Weber and Menifee Mountain. And I think the primary focus is really for either foot traffic or for horses. And I think there's been a kind of a big push to make sure that there is adequate room for horse trailers down there. Let the commissioners know also that we'll be making a presentation to CPW for the grant that we've applied for the Paso de Mesa Verde. That'll be next Tuesday. I'm planning to be up in the Greeley area anyway, just to go up and visit my folks. So I'm just going to go ahead and make that presentation in person, and I'll be up there kind of on vacation anyway. So it's 9 o'clock in the morning, so I have plenty of time. It's a 15-minute presentation. I'll have time to make my presentation and still get home. So
Good deal.
I guess that's all I've got for the commissioners.
It still amazes me When did we start this Trails to
Oh,
Mesa Verde?
geez, yeah, it's been, what, 8 years ago?
Oh, I remember
Well-
Chris Burkett coming in proposing it a lot of years ago.
Right, yeah. So in concept, it's been probably 20 years.
At
or
least,
maybe
yeah.
even longer. So, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, kind of, well, you know, around our part of the world, persistence is what it takes a lot of times. So,
All right, thank you, James.
thank you, gentlemen.
Appreciate it. Okay, Ian.
I guess the biggest update is the Ironwood case. We continue to move along with the fine schedule that's been imposed on Ironwood by court order. From December 11th until January 7th, the fines were $35,000 per week. And then starting January 8th, so yesterday, the fines moved to $70,000 per week. And so there is still material on the ground there. From everything I understand, no more material is being moved off of the Ironwood mill site. And so that's where we're at. Fines will continue. I have a meeting with CDPHE later this week, and we're going to discuss next steps, and we'll go from there. So that's where we are with that. You know, certainly disappointing to see that material's not moving off that site. I know that's been the primary goal of this whole thing. It was the goal of the county. It was the goal of CDPHE, and now we're in a position where it appears that work out there is stalled. And so now we're going to kind of have to try to change course and figure out the best way to move forward, because it certainly appears that the company is no longer functioning, and so that's where we sit with that. It was a busy week, busy couple weeks in child protection. Our assistant county attorney was on vacation, so I handled some child protection hearings last week, a couple new cases. You know, as always, I just really give a lot of credit to the workers in our child protection unit. It's a very hard job that they have. It's a very important job that they have, and they do a good job at it. So, you know, I don't think the general public's aware of how much our child protection unit does, and I'm certainly thankful for them, both as a county attorney and as a member of the community. The county did receive a complaint that was made to the EEOC. That complaint was made right before Christmas by a former county employee. It was a charge of discrimination, so I am working through a response to that with our insurance company attorney, and so we'll continue to move forward with that process. I guess the last thing I have to update, I did receive notice from Gordon Vaughn. He's one of the founding members of Vaughn and DeMuro. They've represented us on actions for a number of years, and Mr. Vaughn is retiring, and so he did file a notice to withdraw on the jailhouse death case, the Kelroy Newman case, and so he will no longer be representing the county in these actions. He is retiring from practice. His firm will continue to work, and we have worked with a lot of the attorneys from that firm over the years, and they do a great job. But certainly Mr. Vaughn was a great asset to this county for a long time. He was a great asset to me as I developed professionally. Worked very closely with him on our Road 41 case, and so sad to see him go, but certainly I know he's excited for what lies ahead in retirement.
What's the status of that case? I mean, it's been going on a little while.
The Road 41 case?
No, the jail.
The Newman case. It's still making its way through the discovery process. There's been several sets of interrogatories that have been submitted, and so it's just that slow slog that a lot of civil cases take.
All right. Okay, Travis, I guess Jane, or did he leave you anything, Jim? Travis, you're still online?
He's there.
Yes,
I don't know
sir.
if he can talk.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yep.
you sound better than yesterday.
Yes, definitely. I did receive the updated CDAP later on yesterday afternoon, so if you gentlemen want that ahead of time, it is on the agenda for next week, but I did receive the updated CDAP. We've got some RFPs out for the qualified supervisor for the pre-identified program. Those are due, I believe, on the 19th. I'll be participating in a couple meetings with the League of Women Voters along with Drew Sanders, hopefully Saturday if I'm doing any better. And then I do want to let Mr. McLean talk about a project that he's been working on with Clear Networks. So, Mr. McLean, if you want to discuss that further, feel free.
Okay. So you guys, I'm sure are aware at this point that last year we started applying for grants. We wrote up a draft plan with the region for NTIA grant to build broadband, and we were unsuccessful. So we took that momentum and we drafted a new plan up for the CPF funding, which is the Colorado Projects Fund, and they had set aside approximately $130 million for this first round of broadband. And we were very successful with Clear Networks as a partner and Empire Electric of securing nearly, by the time they match, it'll be somewhere to the tune of about $8 million worth of build out. So it'll build from, we figure somewhere in the neighborhood of 700 people that it will hook up with fiber between here and Mancos and Dolores, so 160, 184. And we're already working on BEAD, starting that process, and then we'll be going after some BEAD money to finish the project, gives us a ring around the county, and then helps us tie into the Alpine Loop, which is coming over Wolf Creek through, and so we're gonna go this county line. La Plata will be coming in at the county line, and we'll have a connection back to Denver over Wolf Creek. So lots of positive momentum finally after 10 years. We're gonna see some stuff being done around here. So we appreciate all of our partners on this. Empire Electric stood up and helped us out in this, the county, and Clear Networks. So,
I see the city's burying a lot of cable, a lot of fiber.
yeah, well, yeah, Clear Networks is.
Yeah,
Yeah, they kind of took over that whole fiber now.
right.
And so what they're doing is they're moving the colo. Right now, the colo is situated at the service center, which is the co-location unit, and it's all being moved down to the 2210 colo, which will become the CNL for our area. And that CNL will connect to the Mancos CNL, which then in turn will connect to the Durango CNL, and then Bayfield, and then so on and so forth.
Something else I was going to talk about a little bit too on our STAC meeting that we had on Thursday, State Transportation Advisory Committee. It sounds like this year, transportation doesn't have a lot of activity through the legislative process. However, I think this year there's going to be quite a bit of legislative process going forward with transportation issues. Specifically, one at CCI that we all signed on for was part of the broadband initiative to try and get the fees lowered or make them something that's actually attainable for rural Colorado. So I think there is going to be a lot more issues going on with the state as far as transportation and how it relates to CDOT and the right-of-ways.
And that's a good thing, because that also ties into the governor's plan of broadband off by the year 2027. And without that, it almost makes it undoable.
So, all right. Is that all you have?
That's all I have. Thank you.
Travis, that's all you have?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir. All right.
I don't have much since last week. I basically haven't had any meetings since last week, so
All right.
got some this week, but
Yeah, we gotta get you out of here for a meeting right now, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Commissioner, do you have
Yeah,
anything?
I don't have much, didn't have any meetings. City council's tonight. I think I'll Zoom in tonight rather than be there. Couple of notes out there. If you're out there and about, make sure you lock your cars and your houses. A lot of theft going on in and around the county, so please lock things up. Take the strain off law enforcement and people responding. And I have a question, Kim. And I mean, it's one of those things that just comes to you. I see a lot of black and white license plates
Yes, sir.
from different states. Are they
Yes, sir.
trying to make us all one color, one? Because I sure like the individuality of the states.
Those plates are offered in several different states. There's a black and white, there's a red and white, and there's a blue and white. And they're just being offered in several different states.
Okay, can we still get the old one with the mountains and stuff on it?
There's, yeah, you can
Okay,
still get the
all right.
green and white.
Because I really
Yes,
like
sir.
the individuality of the states.
Yes, sir.
That's all I have.
All right. Again, mine will be relatively quick too. Like I talked about, our stack meeting, most of that was, looking at what the legislative process is going to be this year, and it starts tomorrow, right? Anyway, I think it starts this week. Went to the Dolores meeting last night. A lot of discussion on how they're going to be taking over the community center and how they're going to be moving forward with fees, events, so on and so forth. So that's something that's coming up that they'll discuss more on the 22nd of January. I had a lot of discussion as far as it relates to events, from moving events from Flanders Park to Joe Royal Park, bigger, and because they're going to be ending up demoing that building hopefully this summer, there's going to be a lot of activity going on there, so a lot more discussion to come on that from the Dolores Board. They did decide last night to advertise for a trustee to fill a vacancy. The mayor pro tem has stepped in to fill the mayor's position that resigned. So they'll be doing that, and then they do have their elections coming up in April. In April, they will have 5 trustees up and 1 mayor. So out of 7, they'll have 6 in their April election. And that's really all that I have, gentlemen, at this point in time.
I
So
think the city's election's also in April, City of
I
Cortez.
think they're all in April, right? All municipalities?
And I
So, yes,
think
all
the city has 4 up.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, all 3 municipalities have elections in April.
Man,
And
you're
all
gonna
of
be
them have
busy.
seats available.
So.
And the primary's in June?
The presidential primary is in March,
March.
and then the June primary is the 25th of June.
Man.
4 elections this year.
A lot of activity going on this year. So, with that, gentlemen,
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
been moved and seconded to adjourn this January 9th, 2024 meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.